Welcome everyone to my channel. If you've been here before, you know the drill. If you haven't, pull up a seat, sit down. We are going to talk about the series that I have DNF'd this year, that I have finished this year, and all the series that I'm currently in the middle of, including what I started in 2024 all the way up to the beginning of 2026. So, let's get right into it. We're going to first start off with this lovely stack right here. I am actually missing 2 books from the stack. Those 2 lovely books, I will just put a nice, lovely cover picture right here for it so that you can see it. The reason why I'm missing is because one of my sisters took the book and it's not physically anywhere near me, so I can show you what I've DNF'd this year. No particular order of when I did this, but I did DNF The Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice. I actually read this one. I was in the middle of Vampire Lestat, which is the second book in the series, when I decided to DNF the series because I really wasn't getting into the book and I was making myself read the book, and usually when that happens it means you ain't interested and you just need to drop it, okay? So I dropped it in the series and I'm never going back to it again, so that's off my list. The Sana Ichijiro series, I'm not going to go out of my way to pick up the rest of the books in these series. Nor am I going to go on my way to buy them if they are ebook. So, the Sana Ichijiro series by Laura Jo Rowland, I am no longer going to be reading. That's why it's in the DNF pile. I read this book, I enjoyed it, I loved the world, but not enough to go out of my way to pick up another book. There's like 16, 20 books in this, and I've already got a lot of book series that have a lot of volumes that I need to get through, as I'm sure you have seen my physical TBR. I have like 551 books on it, and this would have added like a gazillion more, like 20 more to it, and I really do not have the time now to get into it more. But if I find more of it through a thrift store or if somebody sends me one, then yes, I will read the book and I will review it, but that's it. It's not that I didn't enjoy the book or anything like that. It's just simply that I don't have the time nor the money to go out and purchase the first 7 books to read them so I know everything. It's just not going to happen. Witching Moon by Rebecca York. Her name is Ruth Glick. I enjoyed this. I read the whole thing, but I didn't enjoy it enough to go out and purchase the other books in it, because this is a second book in like a 3-book series, or maybe even more than that. Killing Moon, Edge of Moon. Oh no, this is the 3rd book in the series. So Killing Moon and Edge of the Moon, the first 2. I'm not as invested in this series because of the way the werewolves are portrayed. So I am full on not going to worry about this one. And just because I didn't have to, doesn't mean you probably won't. You might like the series about the werewolves and how they transform and everything like that, because they have to recite words in order to transform. Weird. Not my cup of tea. The Ale Beckstrom series by Devin Monk. I read like the first 4 of them long time ago, and I was really enjoying them. But then coming back to them, she's really a whiny bitch about a lot of stuff. And honestly, I couldn't get back into listening to it. Or reading it, for that matter, because I did read this one physically, and then I did listen to the other ones. It's just not really my cup of tea anymore. So that's why I am getting rid of it. The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons is the Legend of Zelda series based off from the hit games by Akira Himekawa, which is basically a bunch of women who went under this pseudonym to do this. It was alright. I'd rather play the games because, like, there's a lot of fluff. There's a lot more stuff going on in games than there are in manga. This is like all for one video game, and there's probably like a shit ton of content that was like not put in to make it easier to be a one volume manga, but there's like several others that are just one volume mangas based on the games, and I'm not going to go out of my way to read them. I read this. This is a good book. It's a good movie by Lewis and Charles, but I'm not going to go on and read the next book in the series, which is a little weird that they actually have a next book in the series. It's called Small Steps, and there's Fuzzy Mud. Yeah, I'm not really all that interested in reading about Small Steps, which is about Armpit and X-Ray after they left Camp Green Lake, or about Fuzzy Mud. I don't even know what Fuzzy Mud is. I don't even know if that's part of the series. I'm not interested in anything else. Holes is something good that children all over the world should watch, but I'm not interested in continuing the series, so I'm not going to. No bad on the actual thing, just not going to continue the series. Paranormalcy. Right. Okay. Paranormalcy by Kirsten White. I enjoyed the book for what it was, but I looked up reviews for the rest of the series, and they didn't sound as hopeful. This one started out great, but apparently the other two are just like, she quits the agency she works for, which is a paranormal agency that she's worked for her entire life, got bored, went back to working for them part-time, and a bunch of other stuff happens. Like, no, there was no reason for it. This one should have been one and done, in my opinion. It would have been a good, just one book series, one book. So, I'm not going to go read the rest, and also it's a little too teenish-y for me, and I'm too old for teenish-y. Saint by Ted Draker is actually part of the Paradise series. I didn't read the first one, and I'm not going to read the third one because this gives you enough information to be able to just read it as a standalone. And I'm just not as invested in the series as other people might be to continue reading this series. So, with that, I'm just not going to pick up the other two because I'm not interested really in the series. Sorry. The Cat and the Mouse duet by H.D. Carlton. Didn't need to be a duet. Could have been a one and done. Should have been a one and done. Half the shit in it shouldn't have existed. And I don't care if people enjoy this or not. I mean, it was okay for what it was. But it's some shit you shouldn't put in a book because then you're going to encourage people to try it and they never should. Okay? So, I'm not continuing it on because I feel like it should have just been a one and done. And I'm not going to invest in reading the other half of it. And that's all of the physical books that I have in my hands that will have that I can show you. Now the other two is The Shining. The Shining, okay? I didn't know The Shining was a duology and that there was a second book in the series, and I couldn't even finish reading The Shining. I just not had no interest in it, the movie nor the book, and I tried reading the book and I just couldn't get into reading the book. And it's all by Stephen King, by the way, The Shining is. I've realized that Stephen King is a hit and miss for me, and yeah, that's just the way it is. Now, the next one is Caraval by Stephanie Gabber. I'm going to try out Once Upon a Heart or a Dream, I don't know. Once Upon a Heart, I think it is. Once Upon a Broken Heart. I'm not going to give up on the author just yet. I just read Caraval, and even though I finished it, I wasn't as invested to read the next book in the series, in the trilogy, because I felt like, even though it reminded me a little bit of the Hunger Games, and there was a bunch more other things going on for it, it wasn't as high risk as it made it sound like it was supposed to be. Because it sounded like it was supposed to be high risk. She had to do a bunch of all these things that would put her life in danger in order to save her sister. And really, she was never in any danger. The only one who was in danger was her sister, really, for one bloody second. So, not really left up to the hype of what I thought it was going to be. So, I DNF'd it. Okay, so now that we got the bad news out of the way, and the DNFs out of the way, we're going to go on to the good news of the series that I have actually completed. I have completed 4 series this year. Isn't that so fucking exciting? I know it is for me. Most of it is 2-book series, so this is the first one. Until the Full Moon is a 2-book series by Sanami Mato. It's actually a manga. And I completed it. I've read both of them. I'm so excited that I got that out of my thing. Off. It's gone. I don't have to worry about it no more. So, this one is 2-book series about a guy who, half vampire, half werewolf, who exhibits neither werewolf nor vampire traits, but turns into a woman because his mother is a descendant of a long ago all-male tribe that used to have half people transform into half werewolves, and people who transformed into women so they could copulate, that kind of thing. He gets married to a vampire. Yeah, so that's what this is all about. It's boy love, so that's what's your cup of tea. I finished it. I read The Talisman last year in 2024. I read the sequel to it, which is called The Black House, at the very beginning of January of 2025. So I finished the series very early on in the year, but I did finish it by Stephen King and Peter Straub. So now The Talisman is complete, and I am so excited to be completed with that. So that's another one off my marker. I don't have to worry about reading anymore, and I did enjoy it, and I loved it, and it was awesome. The Six of Crows Duology by Lee Bodergo. I actually read Crooked Kingdom, so now this is all done, and I'm so fucking excited to have it done and out of my way. I mean, yes, it's a duology. I knew it was going to be easier to get rid of. Not get rid of, but finish. And I enjoyed Crooked Kingdom, let me tell you. I think I about 4-starred it. It's like a 4-star series for me. I've actually started her previous series, which was Shadow and Bone, so we'll see how that goes. I hope I'm enjoying it. And the last one I finished was actually a 3-book series, False Memory by Dan Crocos. So, yes, I am done this. I am finished it. I have completed the series. It's about 4 people trying to survive in a world where they are made to be killers in a certain way, and they learn their true purpose, and it's a terrible purpose, and they go against the grind. And that's about all I can tell you without spoiling it, because there's a lot of stuff in here that is just like spoilerish if I tell you anything about it. But I did finish this 3-book series. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to keep it. I didn't enjoy it enough to keep it because it's teenish and it's a little not original for some things. So I am going to give it away to somebody who might appreciate having the whole series. And this one is signed, so somebody will get a signed copy. I'm a little sad that I'm getting rid of it, but hey, that's okay. So, with that out of the way, the 4 completed series, we do have the biggest one of all. Some of these I started in 2024, some of these I started in 2025. The reason why I have not finished any of them is because I have a lot of series books in them, books in the series, or simply because I just started them. And some of them, they don't even have the next book out, so I can't complete the series. Though I know some people who consider a series complete if they've caught up and there's not another book in the series out. I don't. It doesn't matter if the book has a next book in the series and it hasn't come out yet. It means I haven't completed the series because it's not complete. It's an incomplete series at that point. So we're going to start with something that I just started this year. The Twisted Tale series by a whole bunch of authors. This one is Lee Braswell. Which is about what if this happened instead of this in the Disney Kingdom world. So I started this one. It was really good for what it was. I enjoyed it. And then Bring the Ashes, I think I started this in 2025 as well. Early in the year, I will be reading this in March. I'll be reading the second book in March. Now, I almost DNF'd the series because of this book. So if I don't like the second book, I will be DNFing the series. But I did give it a 2-book chance. So the second book really is going to make the hit or miss on whether or not I'm going to keep reading the series or if I'm going to DNF it 2 books in out of 4. Arsène Lupin by Maurice Leblanc. This series, I have started it last year, 2025, and there are still like a lot of books in the series that I'm gonna have to finish. So it's gonna take me a while, probably longer than you think. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8 books. So I've only read 2 of them, so there's like 8 more, and that's not all of them. I'll never be able to actually complete the series because a lot of them are still in French, and I don't speak French, so yeah. But I'm going to complete what I can in English and then consider the series complete because I'm not going to go looking to find translations, dumb translations that aren't properly translated for this. I believe I'm three books into this one of Artemis Fowl by Owen Colfer. There's like 8 books in a series, so I'm attempting to make my way through it. But like I said, a lot of my books have more than 4 books in a series, and it's kind of hard to complete a series when it's just continuously going. The Bishop Files Bishop series, special crimes unit by Kay Hooper. I've only read 3, and there's like 20 or so books in this series, and I'm excited to continue reading because I really want to read more because it's awesome. This is one I haven't actually read yet, so I can't wait to get my hands on reading this one because it's like the first book in the whole entire series to start the whole thing, so I'm excited to be able to get into it. But yes, I have started this one. I'm 3 books deep, and I can't wait to continue. The Imperium by Rebecca Yarros. I've read the first 2 books in the series. I can't wait to pull Onyx Storm to read it. There's supposed to be like 4 or 5 books in the series, so the 4th book hasn't been written yet, or it's probably in the middle of being written, who knows. So I can't complete this one. Even if I do read Onyx Storm, it will be an incomplete series until then. But I'm hoping to pull Onyx Storm this year in 2026 so I can read it and catch up. At the same time, I don't really want to pull it until the next book is announced to be, hey, it's being published this time. So that way I don't have to wait too long to get my hands on the 4th book and read it. But at the same time, I really want to read the next one. Okay. Feral Warriors by Pamela Palmer. This is another one that I have given chances to. I'm giving it a 3-book chance. I enjoyed the books for what they are, but there was like a part in book 1 and a part in book 2 that I didn't really vibe with at all. So I said I'll give the third one a chance, and if it does have the same thing that the first 2 did that I don't vibe with, I'm going to DNF it, because that means that's just how it's going to be for the whole series, and I'm not vibing with that at all. And I'm not going to continue giving it chances after that. So when I pull the third and I read it, it will depend on what's in it to make me either continue reading it, because I think the rest of it is great for what it is. I just wish that part wasn't in it like that, you know? But listen to my review if you want to know what it is. The Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. I can't wait to finish reading this for you guys. And I have a few other things after that that's part of the Harry Potter universe that I want to read that I haven't actually officially read myself. They're very small books, but hey, I have read 4 out of the 7 technical books, and there's also 3 extras. So then out of the 10 whole books that came with that, because I'm not counting Cursed Child, and you can't make me, and I'm never reading Cursed Child. You can't make me, okay? Because it wasn't technically written by J.K. Rowling, so I'm not going to read it. This is dear to my heart. I know a lot of Harry Potter information. I love the Harry Potter world. Even if there's a lot of controversy around J.K. Rowling, the world she built has nothing to do with her personally. So I'm going to continue reading the series. Heaven's Official's Blessing by Mo Jeong Tong Ju. I'm hoping I said her name right. I try to say her name right. I know I say it in a weird way, but I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it the way it's supposed to be. It's a 8-book series. This is actually volume 2, the last one I read. There are still like 6 volumes left that I have to read. The reason why I'm not showing the first one is because the first one's being read by somebody else at the time, so I don't physically have a copy in my room. I am so excited for this, and I can't wait to read on and continue learning more about Shilian and Hua Chong, because they are my heart, my dears, my number 1 OTP, one true pairing, okay? Okay. How to Train Your Dragon. I read like 3, I think, maybe 2. And I haven't finished this because it's got 2 short stories in it that I haven't read yet. By Cressida Cole. I am excited to continue reading this because it is like what made the movies How to Train Your Dragon as big as they were, and my love for them is just like over the top. And if you've seen the live action movie, you want to know something? If you've seen a live action movie and you didn't like it because it wasn't like the movies, well, here's 2-3 things that you all need to keep in mind for this, okay? In the original book, Toothless is this big. He is literally this big. He is a common and or green garden dragon, okay? That's what he is. 2, Astrid doesn't exist in this. The person that comes in that's a girl is named Kamikaze, and she's a very, very, very wild person who came from a different island. Okay? And 3, Rough Nut doesn't exist. You have Tough Nut and you have Tough Nut Jr. And Tough Nut Jr. is the one who exists. Okay? There is no Rough Nut. Sorry. Hate to burst a bubble. But that's the deals. So, technically, the live action can do whatever they want, because they're not breaking nothing at all in the series. Jig the Golem by Jim C. Hines. There's 1 book left in this series. I'm hoping to pull it this year in 2026, so that way I can finish the series. So that's where I'm at with this one. It's actually pretty cool because it's like a reverse of the adventurers. Adventurers coming in and killing off goblins, but the goblins actually, you see the goblin side of things instead of the adventurer side, and see how evil adventurers can be. Lawful Times by Daniel B. Green. He has improved his writing since the first 2 of this, so I'm hoping Waffle Times 3 is so much better than the first 2. But it hasn't been written yet, and we don't know when it's going to start being written, and we don't know when it's going to come out. So I can't say I completed this series, because I don't even know how many books in this series there's going to be, nor when it's going to end. So 2 books read down, waiting for the 3rd one to come out. It's like a hold. It's like a hold. Lord of Shadows. There's like 18 books in this series. Okay. And it's by Gina Showalter. So yeah, there's like 18 books in this series, and it's I've just started it with a novella. So it's going to be a while before I even complete this series, unfortunately. I'm going to slap a little cover off to the side here for this one, because Mating Markers is on my Kindle. I just read the first book for you guys in the series, so there's like 10 of them altogether, so we still have 9 more to go. It's by Lara and Tate. They really need to up their game in writing, because though the premise is great, and I like the way they have flushed out the world and the story and the characters, it's the grammatical errors within it that really bugged me, and it probably bugs a lot of people. And I know it's not very popular, but I enjoy it for what it is, for the BL that it is. Though the one instance in here, in the first one, is a little hard to get around, but everything else is great. And it's the only time it happens, so I let it go. Because that's just the way it is. Okay. Oh my gosh. This part. By Brandon Sanderson. I've read the first book. I can't wait to read the second one. It's a 3-book trilogy, but it's also part of his Cosmere. And I don't really know what I'm getting myself into reading Cosmere. But there's a lot of them. And a lot of them are trilogies. So here's the first one trilogy. Mistborn. Neon Ghost by Daniel B. Green. This is the first book in the series. Is the second book being written right now? No. Do I know when the second book is going to be written? No. But Daniel B. Green has definitely upped his game in writing with this book. It was much, much better. So I can't wait to read the next book in the series. The Nina Wilde and Eddie Chase series by Andy McDermott. There's like 20 books out. I've only read the first 2 for you guys. I've read much more for myself on my own. But yeah, this is going to take a while. 20 books is a lot. I don't know what to tell you, okay? Number 6 by Asuka Asano and Hiniko Kino. This is volume 1. There's 9 of them. I've read 2. It's gonna take me a little while to get to them. Maybe. The way I've got things set up now for my TBR in the future, I may finish it. Who knows? We'll have to see. But I have more series than I do standalones. And eventually it's just gonna be all continuation of series and no standalones. Eventually. And yeah, when that happens, it's gonna be a pandemonium. Pendragon by DJ McHale. This is actually book 2. Why did I pull out book 2 instead of book 1? I've read the first 3 for you. There's 10 of them. Plus 3 side series. 3 books in a side series. So there's a lot more going on. Yeah. There you go. That's just that. The Pumpkin Queen. This is the first book in the Pumpkin Queen series. There's actually going to be 3 of them in it, so far that I know of. The first one was by Shay Earnshaw. The other 2 are being written by Megan Shepherd. I'm supposed to be reading the second one in January. And the third one hasn't been Won't be out until like July or something. So I'm excited. It's really good. Dan Brown's Robert Langdon series. I've read 3 books so far. There's 3 more books out because the 3rd one just came out in 2025. Wow. So that series is fucking complete. So yeah, I have that to look forward to. 3 more books in that series. Yay! The Shadow and Bone series for the Grishaverse by Leigh Bardugo. I've read the first one. I can't wait to read the other 2 in the series, because this was actually really good. And I have put some things together that I should have put together a long time ago, but I didn't. The Shattered Realms series by Cinda Williams Chima. I picked this up because of the title of one of the books in the series. It's actually good. I should totally have picked up the 7 Realms first by her, because this is technically a sequel to that. So I don't have all the information about the world. And there's nothing I can do about it. I can't pick up the first one in that book series until I don't know when. But currently not right now. Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I read like 3 books out of the 8 or 9 books that I have in my collection. And that's going to be all I'm going to be able to read, because not all of it's been compiled into books where I can read them or get my hands on them. Unfortunately. So Leveling by Qigong. I read the first book in the series. I can't wait to read more. Because I read the manhwa all the way to the end. This actually gives you a lot more details than anything. Oh yeah, I'm actually reading the book 2 right now in January. Okay. And it's going great. And I love it. And it's got like 8 books in the series. So it's going to be a while before I finish it. But I'm enjoying it so far. At the time, I got reincarnated as a slime by Fuse. So far there's 21. 22 is going to be coming out. I don't know when, but it's already been listed, so you can start pre-ordering it. So, yay on that one. There's going to be 23 in the whole series. I've only read the first 2 for you. So, that one's also going to take a while to get through, to read, to finish, to do anything with it. The Annals of the Chosen by Lawrence Watt Evans. There's only 3 books in the series. I read the first 2. The Summer Palace is the last one, and I can't wait to read that. My cat is trying to jump up onto the thing, but it's kind of full right now. So, there's that. The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeco. I can't wait to continue reading the series. It's 3 books in the series, and I finished this one. I'm going to be reading the in March. So, I can't wait to continue reading this because it's really good. But I might actually be able to finish the series this year. It's only 3 books, right? I'm reading the second one in March. Maybe I can read the next one in August or something and get it out of my way. So I have another completed series for you. Chronicles of the Avatar by so far FCE and Randy Rigby. I've read the first 3 by FCE. She's got 1 more written by her, and then there's 2 of the Randy Rigby, so there's 6 of them altogether so far. We do not know if there's going to be more. Do not know who's going to be writing them. Do not know if it'll ever be complete, but it's a really good series for what it is so far. I don't know if I'm going to like Randy Rigby's writing, but I do like FCE so far. So I'm excited to continue with the last one in the Yang-Chen duology, which is part of the Chronicles of the Avatar. So excited for that. The Crucible Duology by Abigail Owen. I've read this one and I can't wait to read the next one. This was really good and I'm so glad I picked it off from another YouTuber's recommendation because I love it so far, okay? Love it so far, and it's so pretty, isn't it? It's just so freaking pretty. Like, I mean, like, who wouldn't want to continue reading a book series like this with a beautiful book cover and everything? Like, the only sad thing is that this is the only copy I have of it, so it's kind of tabbed up, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Kiki, what are you? Look, I understand your normal spot is covered, but don't you dare go back there. Kiki. I'm having a cat malfunction. Say hi to the cat that's malfunctioning. He's like, my normal spot is taken up. What do you expect me to do? I expect you not to come up here while I'm recording. Could you go away, please? Thank you. Yeah, go over there for now. Go lay down over there. I'm almost done. Okay? I should have just done this as a Shadowhunters, but I didn't. This is the Dark Artifacts. I read the first book. I still got the next 2 to read for that, but the Shadowhunters is like massive series. So I guess maybe that's why I did it. Because technically, this series, once I read the last 2, will be done. But they're massive books, and I'm a little scared of reading massive books because they take a while. Okay. This one also, The Realm of the Elderlings. I actually bumped this one all together. I don't know why, but this is part of the first Seer trilogy, the first one in the book actually, and it's actually the first one in the Realm of the Elderlings. There's like 15 books altogether in total, but 3 books per trilogy, so take it what you will, I guess, from that, okay? Books sliding everywhere. The Folk of the Air by Holly Black. As far as I know, there is 4 in the series and a duology spin-off or sequel to it. I've read the first 2 books. I can't wait to read the next 2. I don't know about the spin-offs. I might read those too, depending on what they're about and how good they are. Yeah? Yeah. The Last Hours. I read the first book in it. There's 3 books in this series. I can't wait to read the second one. There you go. That's all that is. The Nightwalker series. There are 5 more books in this series because there's 6 books in the series altogether, and I cannot read more of Jacqueline Franks. Okay? Okay. The Saga of Lauren Chrisley. I've read 3 books out of the 4. Can you believe that? So there's only 1 left of this, and then I can carry on and read a sequel to it. This is by Darren Shaw. So, there you go. I'm literally almost done, and I just want to put all this shit back, because there's like so much shit everywhere, and my cat keeps walking back and forth, like he can't decide where he wants to stay. He can't stay right there. It will be moved in just a minute, if you could be patient. Bloody cat can't be patient for 2 seconds. The Shadow Dwellers by Jacqueline Frank. This is part of the inside the universe of the Nightwalkers, so I'm excited to continue reading more of this. The White Rabbit Chronicles by by Gina Scholl Alter. I love this one. I can't wait to read the second one, which I'm actually reading this month. So, yay on that. The Twilight series by Stephanie Meyer. Now, I might have some issues with some of the things in this, but it's still a really good romance for what it is. It's just what it is. It's still a good romance, even though vampires aren't supposed to sparkle, supposed to burn, and werewolves are supposed to shapeshift during the full moons forcefully. Jacob Black says shapeshifter, not a werewolf. I don't care what anybody says. And Edward is a half vampire. He's not a real vampire. Wendy Ward series by John Passarella. I do not have the first two in my library anymore because I'm not keeping the series afterwards. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was, but I'm not keeping the series. This is the third one in the book series. I need to read this one in order to finish it, and that literally is all it is. Just finish this one bloody book, and I will be done with it. Pull it. I really need to pull it so that way I can finish it, okay? Yu Yu Hakusho by Yoshishiro Togashi, okay? Yoshishiro Togashi. There are, like, I think 19 volumes in this. Not as many as a lot of manga series, but still quite big. Because some of my series have, like, 9, 2, 7, and others do not. Others have, like, way more in their series. We have one that has 12. This one has 19. There's one that got 3 in it. There's one that so far got 14. There's one that's got 72. I don't know how many Naruto manga volumes there are, but there's a lot. So, yeah. I've read the first 2 for you guys. I can't wait to continue the series. I can't wait to continue buying the series either, because I want to own them all. But that's the end of it. That's all the books that I have either DNF'd this year. Sorry. That's all the books I have DNF'd in 2025, series I have completed in 2025, and series that I have continued or started since 2024 and till now in 2026. I will give you an update next year on what series I have DNF'd, what series I have finished, and what series I am in the middle of. That's about all I can give you. So, if you guys think I deserve a like, comment, or even a lovely subscription, why don't you go ahead and drop it down below. I will see you next illusion.